287-0971 or Rev-Up office numbers are 572-0383 and 572-0215. Rev-Up St. Lucia, the alpha of radio.
It's now time for our Mother's Day special, and today it's brought to you the compliments of La Clinique de Corps.
They say that getting an MRI abroad is more affordable. But once you add the ferry, travel insurance, hotel, meals, ground transport, and the cost to translate your report when you return, it quickly becomes more expensive and far more stressful. And what if the machine is down or your appointment is cancelled upon arrival? Right here in St. Lucia, you have immediate access to La Clinique de Corps, the MRI Center of Reference in the Caribbean, offering 1.5 Tesla MRI technology powered by artificial intelligence for exceptional diagnostic accuracy where no detail is missed and your health receives the precision that it deserves. Take charge today because your health can't wait. La Clinique de Corps, trusted, local, world class.
This one is a special dedication to my mother and to your mother and to all the wonderful mothers all over the world. It is also in accordance with the 5th commandment, which commands us to honor and to respect our mothers. Sila. Coming up as a child, I used to think I was gonna pay back for all the things you have done for me. Now that I'm older, I'm wiser, and I know that it's impossible for me to make it up to you. Oh, mama, still hear your voice every day of everything you used to say. Tiboy, me take l'ona d'hiver. I fais qu'on question. Ça au plateau, kay récolté.
That's the voice of Joseph Darchival from St. Lucia, based in the USA. Woman Like You. Yes, I. Okay, so today, well, this week we are basically honoring our mothers. They're just the best. They're just the best. We know, of course, there's some, not so great, but the vast majority fulfill their obligations. And I've always said so, Kina, Tony, that if mothers were not who mothers were, I think our world would be a lot more crazy. Yeah, a lot more chaotic, crazy. A lot more crazy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a real privilege, Tony, and I'm sure as we're speaking there, remember our grandmother and our mother. Okay, and you as well, Kina? Yeah? Okay, so what memories come to you?
For me, my mom has always said, no matter what happens in life, no matter what bad is happening to you, you just continue going. And if you have a vision, you just go after it. Let nothing stop you. And that's something. I remember days where I went to work and I would come home. And as soon as I walked, I opened the door. She saw that look on my face and she's like, what's wrong? And I'll be like, oh, so that happened at work and that my colleague said so and so. She says, go and do. And I was like in my 20s here, right? I was very, very sensitive then too. And I said, but why? But they said this. And she's like, put on your big girl panties, And she said it in patois. And she says, let nothing someone say ever affect you. Just go to work, do what you got to do. You have your goals, you have your vision, and let nothing stop you. And that I did.
Okay, lovely. I mean, we just have so many stories. Nonetheless, it's not about us, folks.
Right.
It's not about us. It's about you. So let me just give you those numbers as we await your calls. We are very, very curious to hear what you have to say about your mom, what she have said to you that has really impacted your life up until this day, as a matter of fact, and to talk about those memories. So we have somebody on the fixed line. Let me just give the numbers again. The WhatsApp is 287-0971, 287-0971, or fixed line 572-9710. So we have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, Tony and Tina.
Hi.
How are you?
All right, all is well.
So far, so good. No complaints.
All right.
Okay.
Welcome.
Let me just let you know that you stand a chance of winning some really good prizes. We are working on some more, but for now, we have a general checkup compliments La Clinique de Corps. That's a great prize. All the prices are great, by the way. Dinner for two compliments Sanders Latalk, $100 cash, a dress of your choice, compliments Kina, etc., etc. Who's the other the name of the company, Kina?
Hunter Store.
And where is Hunter Store located?
They have two locations, one at the JQ's Mall in Rondy Bay and right here at Gablewoods Mall in the food court area. As soon as you enter after M&C, going to the food court, they're the first store on the right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Kina has a mannequin, erected there. Yeah, those of you who can
with
see.
a dress on there. If you're online, you can see, and viewing on DBS, the dress is right there. It's actually X small. So if our winner, is petite, then most likely that will be the dress that they might have.
Okay, lovely,
if not,
lovely.
then we'll get them something else.
So, caller, you may win yourself a large cake. Yeah, a large cake compliments Angel Without Wings. And she's also making four.
Thanks very much to our sponsors. We do appreciate you coming on board, Rev-Up.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Aww,
Yes,
that's
yes. You also have gift certificates from Touch Therapies, etc., etc. Tony, you said there are a couple other prizes.
That's
prizes?
right. At least we have them right here. In fact, it is in hand as we speak. We have two gift vouchers, and this is from Susie's Variety for $75. All right.
All right.
Sounds great.
Okay, so do you know the criteria for the show? Basically, we expect you to give us a story about something that your mom maybe told you, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, lovely. So
I'm
looking
a
for.
different
So
people.
let me just get your name and number, if you don't mind, please.
I'm Barbara Hare, Augustine.
BAR.
BARA.
ERA.
Okay, and what's your last name, Barbara?
Augustine.
Augustine. All right. And Barbara, what is your number, if you don't mind me asking?
You want me to keep my number online?
Well,
Mr. Paul?
we're already here. Unless, of course, you have some other way that we can get in touch with you.
Through me.
Through the WhatsApp platform. She could
Or
maybe
through
send
me.
it. Oh,
Explain to me. Explain.
I know her. I have her number.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, beautiful, Barbara. So you're all set then. So we are.
Before I start, I'm sorry. Before I start, I know I am a loved child. I was loved.
Oh, love child.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a loved child because I was adopted.
Oh.
I was chosen. Yes, and the lady that adopted me, she did a great job.
Wow. You're very fortunate.
So, very. Hats off to her. May she rest.
So if I can just ask, so where's your biological mother today?
Well, she's deceased.
Oh, okay. So you were adopted after she passed or before that?
No. She passed only about a few years ago.
Mm.
Yes,
No,
I'm a loved child.
So I'm just asking, sorry, I'm just asking, were you adopted before your mom passed or?
Yes, a long time. I was adopted at
All
3
right.
months old.
3 months old. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so go ahead, let's hear your story.
The story is Tete Papli for Passer l'estomac.
Tete, pas plus fort passer l'estomac.
Oui.
Moi, j'aime tant ça, hein, Barbara?
First time I heard that one.
Okay. Your breast, Tony, you have never seen a woman with big breasts.
Yes.
Very big breasts.
Yes.
And she can manage it.
Okay, yes. Yes.
So say it again, caller. Tete.
Tete Papli for Passer l'estomac.
Tete pas pli fort passer l'estomac. Let me hear that one.
Yes. Sometimes in life we go through difficulties and we go through trials, pain, and sometimes you wonder why. I heard Andrew giving his story about his car this morning, and we wonder why. I went through it myself, and I was wondering why I was adopted, and everybody had their mother, and I didn't have mine. Mine was right there, with me. And then along the line, my stepmother always said that, "C'était pas plus fort passer l'estomac." And when I had my children, a son of mine, he was stressful at school, and I had to be going up and down at school, and that kept on coming, C'était pas plus fort passer l'estomac. You will make it one day. You will make it. And this morning when I heard the story about the two boys they shot, it just came to mind. Not everybody will be having a great Mother's Day.
Yeah, that's true.
When it hit home, it's when it's in your yard, then you know what it feels like. And then I said, yes, I will have to call on this one. But
So-
God doesn't give us more than we can bear. Your breast could be as big, but you can carry it. Your load will be heavy.
Now
Your
I
load will
get
be
it.
heavy, and you think you cannot make it. But then you get the strength to go on. So those that are hurting in our land, in St. Lucia, God will give you the strength to bear. No matter what, you'll get the strength to bear. And I know one day you'll look back and you'll realize, there's a reason behind everything.
Now
And that is why I'm calling.
I'm
because I have
I'm
my
getting the
reason.
thing. Right. So say it again. Tete pa
Plea 4.
before passe.
Passez l'estomac.
Wow.
Passez
L'estomac.
l'estomac.
Not boudin,
Yes.
l'estomac.
Yes. Passez l'estomac.
So in other words, the chest is stronger than the breasts, even if the breasts are big.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
you can
right.
handle it.
Yes.
You can handle it. Yes. Ah,
That's a real good one.
well
First time
done,
hearing
well
it, but
done.
yeah.
First time I'm hearing it.
Well done. That's
That's a
exactly what we're
really-
looking for.
a really
Right.
good
So
one.
Barbara, thank you so
Thank
much,
you so much,
Barbara.
Barbara.
And we
Yes,
wish you all the
welcome.
best. We wish you all the best. If you may be that lucky mom or one of the lucky
Yeah.
moms.
While I'm at it, let me say hello to Stephanie. I miss her a lot. Yeah, and thanks for accepting my call. Yes.
So,
Joseph.
where is Stephanie?
I don't know. I have not seen Stephanie I've not seen her.
Mhm.
Just saying hi to her.
Okay. All right, Barbara. And Tony says he has your number, so
Most definitely.
we're
yes.
good to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
All righty.
Bye-bye. I'm listening. Always a listener.
Thank you, Barbara.
Bye.
All right, Barbara.
Thank you so
All
much.
the best.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
calling.
Our first caller.
Bye-bye.
Yes,
Our
yes,
first
yes.
caller definitely set the tone for what's to come.
What's to come? Yeah.
Mhm. And we have another call, and this is going to be our friend. Good morning.
Thanks
Good
for
morning.
accepting my
Thanks
call.
for
Once you had the coffee in the back.
That's true.
Good morning.
Morning,
Thanks
sir.
for accepting my call.
Good morning, Andre. Good morning, Tina. Good morning, Tony.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
How are you today?
I'm okay, fine, thank you.
Nice. Good to have you. Good to have you.
Just for transparency and accountability, can we just get your name and number, please, if you don't mind?
Joseph Sylvester.
Say again.
Joseph.
Oh, Joseph.
Sylvester.
Joseph Sylvester, Sylvester, and the number, Joseph, if you don't mind me.
TRE.
TRE.
Oh, TRE.
Yeah.
Okay. And the number?
725-4558.
725-4558.
Yeah.
Correct?
That's Keen enough in the background.
Mr. Sylvester, the roosters in the background actually giving the story first. They want to be part of it. You know that, right?
Okay.
And you know, when these hens or roosters that do their thing, they give a hoot, you know. If you still try to stop them, boy, they're making money.
I don't laugh like that, by the way. Patrice up.
Okay, Mr. Sylvester, are you ready?
Yeah. Andre, Tony, Tina, thanks for accepting my call. Huh?
There you go.
I try to put him off, you know, but our. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, I want to say a big shout out to all the sponsors, Andre.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Without them, Andre,
Mhm.
without them, we cannot be there. But they can be there without us.
That's true.
That is certainly
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why it's important that they come on board. Okay, so we're curious to hear your story and what is it that your mom said
Yeah.
to you?
Yeah, Andre, my mother had 8 children by the age of 31.
8 by 31.
Wow.
8 children, yeah. She was born 1948, and she had her last child in 1979. So, 8 of us. And Andre, I never see my mother and father talk to each other, speak to each other. And my mother told me I will die and I will not see this happen.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Say that again.
I'm 61 years now.
What did she say to you?
I told you, my mother, I'm 61 years old.
Right.
And I have my father was 81 years old yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and my mother was 77 years old January 30th this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never seen these two people talk or speak to each other. And my mother told me I will die, and I will never see that happen. Imagine we were in a group, mothers and fathers group, Andre.
Mhm.
Both my mother, my father, and I were in the group, and I never see and that happen. And she told me I'll die and I'll never see that.
So why is that? Why is that?
Yeah, because this, I'll tell you, Andre, because that is part of the Mother's Day thing. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
She told me because of what my father did her, Andre, and she always tell me, don't do that to any woman.
Okay.
Like, Like when she and my father fall out, Andre, like whatever my father gave her, he took everything back.
What?
From a basin, a pan, a cup, a spoon, whatever, Andre. Yeah. Andre, and he told us, especially me, Andre, because I'm the first of the 8.
Oh, you are?
And yeah, I'm the first of the 8 children. And she told me, don't do that to any woman, Andre. And I'm living with that, Andre. That whatever I give a woman, do not take it back. At all, Andre.
That's a good one.
And I have that, yeah. And I'm living with, because she told me my father took the basin, the cup, everything. Even a pair of shoes my father bought for her.
Even a what?
Wow.
A pair of shoes.
A pair of shoes, Andre. And Andre, I'm living with that, Andre, and these have been guiding me, Andre, for all my life. Whatever I give a woman, Andre, anybody in my life, I don't take it.
Let me give you one. Let me give you one. What if you and your lady are together and you decide, the two of you decide to take a loan, right? Together, and maybe you're the one servicing the loan, and you break up, would you stop servicing the loan?
I will. If it is a two of us paying the loan, Andre.
But
or if it's me alone that's servicing the loan, servicing the loan.
The two of you are paying it. The two of you are paying it, but you're broke up. You're broke up, and she's gone about her business.
Well, Andre, if it's two of us that paying the loan and we break off, Andre, I mean the financial institution. We have to notify the financial institution that we are not together any longer. So I'm moving away, and if she's in the property, she will have to hold the fort. But that doesn't mean I'll go and take half. I'll take half of the house or whatever. No, I'll just move away, and then let her continue paying the stuff.
There was a guy. 1 second. There was a guy sharing a home with his lady, and I think he built maybe, like, for example, maybe the balcony. He built a balcony, right, in wood. So they had issues and they broke up. The story is that, and I got that from a lawyer. He paid I think a bulldozer, one of them, to bulldoze the balcony. Yeah, his part.
Well, I know fellas. I know two fellas, Andre. Two of my friends who have a little plywood house, Andre.
A lawyer told me that.
And then the guy went on the house with a chainsaw and cut the house in half. Yeah, I know two of my friends who did that, Andre.
But just going back to what you're talking about, this is the reality. It's true, where people maybe friendly to each other. Certain things are done. You give gifts, right? Or maybe if you're married and certain things are given to you, and people break up and people say, "I want everything back."
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So,
Andre, I live with that. I'm together with a woman, Andre. Even if things like furniture, appliance, Andre, and I'm moving, Andre, I am living that. I'm taking my clothes. I'm taking my bed, everything. I live in that. I'm only taking my clothes.
So in other words, if you buy...
She taught me that. She told me, don't ever be like my father. Don't ever, right. Because, yeah.
That's powerful.
Good stuff, man.
So in other words, if you bought her the refrigerator, the iron to iron the clothes, the ironing board, right? You bought her the TV.
If I bought
the cell phone.
This thing I purchased by Cots, and this is on my name, I will tell the woman, look, I am going, I'm leaving, so these appliances, you'll pay for that. If she tell me she's not paying for it, I'm going by Cots, and I'm telling Cots, look, I bought this for this lady, that I'm not living there anymore. So she's responsible. If she doesn't pay, I can give her the account number to come and pay. If she doesn't come and pay, y'all can come and take it, but I'm not going with it.
Yeah, so as you said, whatever you've given to the lady, don't take it back. And I imagine that advice would apply to women as well. You give a guy something, you don't ask him for your stuff back. All right. Okay, my friend.
And Andre, 1 second. In the house, Andre, two things she never wanted us to play with, Andre: matches and knives. Those two, I can remember that very well.
Well, I guess you could always call for another day to give us the complete story.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that,
Thank you
man.
very much.
Sylvester.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. That is good advice,
Yeah,
man.
great advice.
Good advice. You've given something already. Why you taking it back? So he says he's never forgotten that. So Tony, that's for you and for me and for Kina as well.
Most definitely.
Me?
Truth be told, I've done it. I've done it.
You've done
You've done one.
Yeah, man.
Done one.
I give something, I take it back.
I think we have somebody on the line. Good morning. Hello. Okay, I think we lost that call.
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah, but it's not a good thing. I promised myself I'd never do it again. Never. Whatever I give to you, that's yours. Take it. Yeah. I promised myself that. Yeah. Because so he's right, and his mother was right. You know what I mean? You give somebody something, man. You all don't make it. Leave it for the person.
Yes.
It was a gift.
We have 2 calls there, so we can only take one. Okay. So
One
let's-
last one.
Sorry about that, but let's go to the WhatsApp platform. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good
Hi,
morning.
good morning. Thanks for
Hello there.
calling.
How are you?
Mr. Andre, yeah.
Hey, that's
That's-
Alicia.
Alicia.
Hey, Alicia.
How are you?
All right.
Yes.
I'm okay.
Yes. So Alicia,
Yes.
I don't have to ask you for your number. I already know your number, so no big deal. But let's just get your last name, Alicia.
Regis.
Regis. Okay, Alicia Regis.
Well, my story is about when I was a little child, my mother could not take care of me, okay, and my father never fed me, and my mother was struggling. So she wanted to go out and look for a job and something to do so she could be able to take care of me. And what happened is that she was able to get a senior to take care of me, and she did not want to take care of me. So she begged until she really needed the help because she was the only breadwinner and stuff like that. But she agreed, and she was able to take care of me for $10. $10 in that day was, I think it was maybe a very small money, you know. So she agreed in taking care of me, and my mother went out to work. But in going out to work and stuff like that, she told me when I get older, she told me about my father never took care of me, and even sometimes she would send me and go and ask him for clothes and shoes and stuff, you know, and I would not get through. So she told me well, my father never took care of me, but what she could tell me is that to never hate my father. And that stayed with me until today. And I have a relationship with my father up to today. So I never hated my father, and she told me to never hold anything against my father, even if he never took care of me.
Now that is an important thing, because you know there are mothers who encourage the children not to deal with the father, things like that.
Yeah.
Even if especially the father has been bad. Okay, so you have that. There are mothers who discourage the children from checking on their parents, things like on their father. Yeah, they discourage it. Try their best. So let me just ask you. So what is it that happened that you caused your mom to tell you that? What happened? What did he do?
Well, she wasn't with him. She was not staying with him because she left my father since when she was pregnant.
Right.
My father used to abuse her.
Oh.
And she left my father, and she was staying with my brother. She was pregnant with my brother, and she had me. And so she left my father while she was pregnant. She said my father was to abuse her. My father was to prevent her from talking to the neighbors. My father was to push her head in a drum of water and all kind of things like that.
Boy.
Yes. So so it was tough for her, and she had to. But she told me not to. That's what had stayed with me today. She told me not to never hate my father, and in fact, my father took care of my first sister. He never took care of me, and there came a time when my sister wasn't even speaking to him, and he admitted and he said he never take care of me, and I'm the only person that would never pass him on the road, and I would still be speaking to him. Still call him, still embrace him, and everything like that, you know.
Wow! Despite the fact that he wasn't really there for you and your mother and especially at a traumatic time like that when the lady is going for a pregnancy and so on, and you decide to skip town. Wow. Well, bravo to you, and I guess because of the advice your mom gave you, you listened to the advice, and you haven't you said you still have a good relationship with your biological father.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Very good.
That's good.
Okay, Alicia.
It's very noble of your mom as well to say no matter what happens to me,
yes.
you're his daughter, so just, you know.
Yeah, but my mother is deceased, and I miss her so much, and she was the most wonderful thing that ever happened to me. My mother said she went through so much with me, She tell me I was always a child that was sick. She went, and I was so happy that I was the one that was at her dying bed in her last time, because she said me she went through a lot. If all of her 4 children, she went through so much with me. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you so much for your story, Alicia. Very
Okay,
touching.
Alicia, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All the best to you, my dear.
I believe this is the first time she's ever called, right?
First
If
time
I'm
she's
not mistaken.
ever called.
Yeah.
Yes.
She did well. She did well.
She did very, very well.
Wow. Okay. Well, unfortunately, we're not the ones to decide who is the qualifier from today's,
From today's
three contributors.
That's
Yes,
right.
this is not our responsibility. So now it's up to you, the callers, to say which of our three callers here today. We heard from Barbara Augustine, Joseph Sylvester, and Alicia Regis.
Yes.
Who do you think should be the qualifier and vying for the top prize this coming Friday? So we have somebody on the line.
Let them know we're going to take, what, about 5 calls?
Well, let's see
to
how
judge?
it goes. Yeah, let's see how
Okay.
it goes.
Okay.
Okay. Good morning. Thanks for calling.
Good morning to you, Andre, your brother.
Hey,
Good morning.
The
Pastor
most beautiful
Phil.
voice
I
there.
recognize that voice, Pastor Phil. How are you, sir?
Well, I sent a little note to you. I'm just recovering from eye surgery. That's why we haven't spoken.
Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. So
No,
I
I'm
will.
doing fine, and I can see better now. So you better be careful when you go.
But I
I
wasn't
hope you
able
behave
to.
with yourself.
I wasn't able to check my phone. So as soon as I am done, I will call you. Yes.
Yes.
So did you?
Yes.
I hope you called for the show.
Yes, I called because I have a story, a real story that probably might encourage others.
Okay, we
All
can
right.
take it.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Okay, it's gonna.
Yes. Okay, it goes like this. I was raised in a very poor family. My dad died when I was 3. And incidentally, Claire's dad died when she was 3 also. Yes. And so my mother married a gentleman with 6 of us. And today I carry the name Leon. I'm really a De Souza, but I carry that name with respect to the fact that this man married my mom with 6 of
children.
us.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
He took to alcohol consumption, which ended his life. But as I grew up, I wondered if it wasn't taking care of 6 of us that drove this man.
Especially you, Pastor Phil.
Oh no, I was not naughty.
Yes, I wasn't ready.
But I mused over that sometimes. You understand? Because he was a good man. When it came to gardening, I learned a lot from him. My father, my biological father, loved gardening also. But this one in particular, he loved his gardening, and we lived off the land because things were very hard. And I remember that when he was sober, he was a gentleman, very, very nice person. Now, I used to buy bread at Edoxy Bakery as a little boy, and early in the morning, going to buy this bread. Sometimes the smell of this bread would be so nice, I would break the ends and eat them. So when I got home one day, my stepfather looked into the bag and he saw that. He gave me a callot and he started quarreling. My mom came out and she said, but the child came with the bag underneath his arm since when he had time to break the bed. Leave the child alone. I said in my heart, wow, my mom trusts me like that. From that day, I learned when people trust me, and it has affected my life up to this day. Because of that trust, my mom, although I was breaking the ends of the bread, but she protected me. So that changed my attitude towards things. When people entrust me with things, I make sure that their trustworthiness is honored. And I hope that we can understand that, because when trust is broken, especially in relationships, it's very difficult. We cannot force people to climb our trust ladder. We must earn it. And sometimes people may want to climb our trust ladder again, but unfortunately, we go back to the same behavior that got them on the bottom rung again. And we're expecting them to just start climbing. But it's our responsibility to build a trust ladder that people can safely climb up. So this is my story, Andre.
Okay, Pastor Phil, thank you so much for calling and sharing your story with us. Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Alrighty. Okay.
All right.
Now, it has a little bonus.
Right.
A
Yeah,
bonus
like
for
a
the
bonus
show.
story,
Right.
Yeah.
yes.
But let me just
Yeah.
let you know, at this point in time, save your stories. We have the entire week to hear your stories. What we need from you now is to say which of the first three?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's the criteria for the
Yes.
program.
Yeah.
Albeit we appreciate Pastor Phil's
Phil.
call.
Phil's story
But we
is
need
very
now to hear
impactful
from
as
you as to
well.
who
Yeah.
you think of the first three, Barbara Augustine, Joseph Sylvester, and Alicia Regis, should qualify for the grand prizes coming Friday. Okay, we have somebody on the line. Good morning.
Hi, Andre.
Hey, hello there. How are you? Joella?
I'm good. Let me say, I'm a little hoarse. Let me say speedy recovery to Pastor Phil. You know, we go way back with Pastor Phil on Radio 100 on
Yes.
Sunday
Yeah.
morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, speedy
Okay.
recovery to you, Pastor Phil. I've missed you, Pastor Phil. Anyway,
Back to the
the
business
third
at hand.
caller.
The third one.
Beg your pardon?
Yes.
The third one.
Alicia.
Alicia.
Yes, that's the late Alicia.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
All right.
That's interesting.
All of them, all of the stories were brilliant, but Alicia stood out.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's hope.
All right.
Let's see if
Thank
the
you.
other
Thank you
callers.
so much for calling,
Joella, just
Joella.
quickly, I was a bad boy. there was not a lot that was good about me.
And listen, had I knew Kina, I would have sent you a dress. For that.
Hopefully next time for our next promotion, you might.
Next
Just
time
keep
for the
them.
next
Just
promotion.
keep them ready. And
I have it. All right.
All
Okay,
right.
thank
then.
you, Jojo.
Okay, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Bye-bye. Now, I know the WhatsApp platform is the preferred platform, and I see about 3 or 4 calls there.
So you can't take it from there?
Well, of course, after each call, then I have to take the call. But apart from that, it just goes across there, and we don't get the calls. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah, we can only take one call at a time.
Right.
So there are other people who've been calling
Calling on
but
the
line,
WhatsApp
yeah, they
platform.
couldn't get through.
Then they just have to call back.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
please,
just call
please
back.
call back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So far we have one merit for Alicia.
Alicia Regis,
Yeah,
thank you
Alicia
so
said her
much for
mom
your
told her,
call.
"Don't ever hate your
Her
father."
father.
So
No
that was
matter what
a
has
deep
happened.
one. Yes, because as I said earlier, their mothers, because of what they've gone through, they will actually tell the children bad things about the father.
Yes.
So that's really different.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
really
very
different.
You don't hear that all the time.
Definitely, Kina, I agree. Okay, let's take another call. Good morning on the WhatsApp platform.
Good morning.
Hello there,
I'm
Josie.
voting for caller number 2.
Caller number 2, Joseph Sylvester.
Sylvester.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so
All
much.
right. So that's,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thank you, Jose.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
All right, so we have a draw here so far.
So far.
So one merit for Joseph Sylvester, one merit for Alicia. Let's take another
Regis.
call on the fixed line. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Tony.
Hi.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Hey.
How are you
Morning.
doing?
Oh, well.
You're doing
All is well.
great.
All is well.
Okay, so I'm going to vote for caller number 3 because I have a story similar to her.
You want to tell us quickly?
Yes, I could. Me as a young girl growing up, I kind of grew up, started with my grandparents first. And my parents was living in Car Street at the time. They left me with my grandparents in Choiseul. And it happened to be like I used to go to school. I was probably like 7, 8 years old. And one time, like it used to be a group of us going to school with my cousins and stuff. I'm the first of my mother's children. And after school, one of the girls lived closer. They thought they were light-skinned like Shabins, like Andre always be. And they had like a lot of trouble. And I had picky hair. So one of them came and she picked on me. I remember her. I still see her name is Cecilia. But I don't think she remembered that, but I never forgot that. So she attacked me, like she pulled my hair and called me picky hair. So my cousins were there and they would tell me to hit on her back. So I hit her on her back. We started fighting. I think somehow her face reached in my mouth. I bit her underneath her eye. But before I could get home, she was home before me. So her parents took her to my grandparents' house. So in those times, in country people didn't have pipes. So we had to go somewhere and collect water. They used to call it a shoes. Like you have to go down some little roads, narrow little roads to collect water. So when I got home, they were already in front of my parents. My grandparents, though, they told them what happened. She said, I hit her first, but I never did. So the way they punished me was they said I have to go and carry water until like 7 o'clock. So I took 2 jerrycans and I went to carry water. So in the night, I had some aunts who was older than me. They were going and get water, so they said I have to go. So I already did a few, and I was tired. You know, imagine a little girl going and carry how many gallons of water. And it's a long distance. It's like from living Lance Road, I'm going all the way up to Marsha Church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I did that. So when I think they were going on the last trip, I went with my aunts to carry the water. So in going down the little slope, they heard a sound like a mother fall in the bush. So, you know, in those days, they used to believe a lot of evil and gaji, imagine when this kind of thing they were saying. So I'm in the back of them, and they in the front, and they walk in. So as they heard the sound in the bush, they run away, and in running, they pushed me, and I rolled down the cliff. And I stuck down in the bottom of the cliff, like on the side. Like in the bottom of it, there is a little river. But I'm stuck down there because everybody ran, and they left me because they, in running back, you know, since I was the smallest, they pushed me, and I fell. It wasn't deliberate. It was an accident, I guess. I told you now, and I stuck between the trees, and I'm crying. There's nobody to get me. And I'm just there, and I'm trying to find my way up to climb, to come up to the place, but I'm unable to do it because I'm stuck between trees because I rolled down in between the stuff on my body, bruised up and stuff. So my mother had a brother, which was the last brother, and at the moment we passed to go and collect the water, he was with his friends in the road they called Twashime, like, you know, the guys were relaxing and talking there. So I think they went to call them and to tell them that I fell and I was stuck in the bush, and they came to get me. I think they sent rope. I can't really remember how I came up, but eventually I came up. When I came up, all my body, my face, all my entire body was bruised up with scratches on my skin and stuff like that. So the next day, they brought me home and stuff, but I got sick because I was so bruised up and thing, like literally like I was sick because that fall that I took. So they brought me home, and then my grandmother, they made some sugar water for me or something like that. I drank it. The next day, they have to take me to the Spartibus Health Center. I still remember that. When I got there, they asked what happened. My grandmother said I fell, but she didn't tell them how I fall and stuff, like, because sometimes they ask questions. But I can't remember if she told them what happened to me. But, you know, they brought me there. They gave me some medication, or they gave me some injection. I think I slid a needle from the nurse's hands because I was scared of needles. Up to a day like now, I'm scared of needles. So anyway, that being said, they took me back home, and then I was like literally sick in bed because all my body was bruised up and stuff like that. So then they sent and tell my mother and my father that. So now my father has to send and take, because I think my father was more in charge of my mother, like he was the one that was in control. So they sent to take me now, and I came to Castries, living Hospital Road with my parents. When I came there, well, I was getting better then, but I still have marks on my body. Then the girls in the area said to me that your father just beat your mother a lot. But I didn't take it for nothing when they said it to me. So then I came in and I told my mother, because we used to be playing, and they said, your father just beat your mother a lot. So I went in and I told her that. She denied it. She said it wasn't true. Until one day I was there with them. They were trying to get school for me. I remember they tried me in Ave Maria school. They tried me Anglican. They tried me Methodist school. They were trying school for me, and they couldn't get me until finally they got me to the Vilbotel school. One day my father came playing rooster fighting. And I was there with my mom. Like I said, I was the only one. He just came in and he just started beating on my mom. Literally just beating and beating and beating on my mom. And I'm so terrified. I'm scared. I'm crying. I think I even peed on me that day because I don't know what to do, or like when he was doing that to my mom. Anyway, we stayed, you know, and then he stopped. My mom was screaming, crying. Nobody cannot come and help her. The neighbors were not coming out to help. Nothing like that. And when the morning I got up, my mom had a black eye. So I was so sad about it. You know, I'm like, I don't know what to think, because right now I'm so traumatized. Like, what have I come into? Like, you know, I came from bad to worse. Like, that's what I was thinking. But anyway, they finally got school for me. I went to the Vilbotel school. We came out of Hospital Road. We came to live in Lance Road. Eventually, then my mom got pregnant. So my mom got pregnant. My mom went to hospital. She gave birth to that child. It was my brother. Then when my mom was in the hospital, the thing, we was living in a one-bedroom house. And then, like, I actually used to sleep on the floor by the bed by my parents. And my mom and my father on the bed. And when my mom went to the hospital, like, I started being abused with my father, like, sexually. It's a sad story. Now, I'm actually feeling emotional already, but I'll try my best not to even cry. But, you know, because I took counseling for it from Dr. Raju, but he's useless. Anyway, he started abusing me, like, sexually. Like, at night, he would come when my mom was hospital. He would give me tablets to take and tell me that I have to take the tablets. And I was like wondering why I have to take the tablet, because I'm not sick. But anyway, I would take the tablet. So finally, one day, I went to tell his sister that she works in the hospital. She lives in Marshall. And then by then, I was probably like 11, 12 years old. I told her every time my father come home at night, he's giving me some tablet to take. And when I'm sleeping on the floor, he's coming on the floor. I could remember he pulling the bedsheet off me, and I would try to, like, squeeze my knees underneath my breast, like, squeeze up myself. You know, like, he don't do whatever he's doing to me. And then I tell her, don't tell him, because if she tell him, he might beat me. Then he didn't want me to talk to any neighbors in the area. I couldn't. My mother had a sister living next door. I couldn't talk to. I couldn't talk to anybody. He didn't want to talk to nobody. Because to his mind now, what he's doing to me, he thinks like, if he buy me a panty, he would come home, tell me, take everything off me and try the panty. If he brings a bra for me, take everything off and try the stuff. In those, and I couldn't, if there are times I wouldn't even go to school. A teacher would send to call me and find out why I wasn't going to school. Mr. Comby, I remember that man. He was the principal of the school. He used to send and call me. Teacher Vernon used to send and call me. Vernon taught me at school. So the man, like, when my mom came out of the hospital, I told my mom, like, every time my father coming after me on the floor, she said I was dreaming. But I know I wasn't dreaming. So when I told the sister told him, I think he went back to the sister's house and she told him now, me telling her not to tell him anything, I think she told him. When he came home, he called me and he's like, what did you tell your auntie? I said, nothing. He said, nothing. I said, no, he slapped me. So he asked me if I'm lying. So I said, no, I'm not lying. But I was lying because I thought to myself she would never said anything. But apparently she said it to him, like to tell him what he was doing to me was wrong. So he took an electrical wire. He put it in two. The man beat me so much. The man marked up my skin with the electrical wire. I literally peed on me. And then after I got sick, I got very sick. I got sick. He couldn't take me to the doctor because now he cannot take me to the doctor. And I told my mom what happened, but my mom didn't believe. She kept telling me I'm dreaming, but I'm not dreaming because I know the man is coming after me. So my aunt told me to bring the tablets for her when he gives it to me. So I took the tablet, I kept it under my tongue, and I brought it for her at her home, and she gave me that sleeping pills your father is giving you. She asked me if he just trouble me at night, and I told her yes. Every time he always coming after me, he always telling me lift up my clothes. It's such of a sad story. When I go and bathe, the house had holes to the floor. The man would literally, when I'm drying up myself in the room, he would be on the floor. His two eyes bulging under the woods on the floor, looking at me on the floor. He's still alive. And I would say, if today they were to give me a gun and tell me to shoot him, I'd scatter his brains all over the wall right now. And I say that, people tell me don't say it, but I would still do it. I have not found space to forgive him, but they say to enter heaven, forgive, but there's a lot of story behind it. But I got better out of it. Now, after I had two daughters, I did everything to protect my daughters, not to live the life that my mom had. You know, if I would say I would never live to see a man abusing me because I saw what it is abuse from my mother. And then I always tell my children, if they ever had a man that would hit on them, there is some responsibility would be mine and not theirs because of what I experienced from my mother and my father. I would not let no man, no boyfriend, no husband, nobody put a hands on me, neither on my children. Then after all of that, I became very sick. They said I was going to die. They brought me to doctor. Dr. Fleming did say I was being sexually abused. Then they told my father he had to get out of the house. And then my mom had to come and stay. My mom had to stay with us because of the abuse life that I went through with him. He had to get out, and that's how he disappeared out of our life because he had to go, and then my mom stayed to take care of me, but I was sick. When I got better, the nuns and the priests used to come and pray for me, and then after I got better, I went to live with the nuns. I stayed Kubawil for a while. Then I came Leclerc. I don't know Andre Polyphemy, but they had some nuns living in Leclerc. I used to live in Leclerc with the nuns, but one of them I was so close to. She was like a mother I never had. When she left and went back to France, then she asked me if I wanted to come back to my mother. I told her, yes, I would come and stay with my mom. And that is how my life has been ever since. I have two daughters. I take care of them. I did everything I had to do so that I sent them to school because I never finished school. But after I got well, I started working. I went to classes at the Ave Maria School. They were giving English and math classes. It was a sad life for me. It was a terrible life for me. There were times that my father even said to me, if I ever said anything to anybody, he put a gun to my head and said he would have killed me. But he didn't do it. But I got better. They took me to a garden, and the lady knew everything that I was going through. Like when they left the house, the neighbor asked somebody else to take me to a garden. There was that time that lady was in grocery. She was not taking money. She was just taking groceries, you know. And when they brought me to her, before I could answer any questions, everything she was telling me was just yes. She said, your father just sexual abuse you. Your father just beat you. Your father don't want you to talk to your aunt living next door. And everything was true. Your father didn't want you to talk to anybody and anybody. And everything it was true. She told me your father had your panty tied to the house with something in it. And that was true. A panty he bought me, he tied it by the house. Like they said, he had tied me because he wanted me for himself. I went through a life like I don't feel like I could ever trust any man with not even my children's father I ever even told that story. Right now I'm telling you, Andre Paul. I always say one day I want to come to your radio station to give that story about my life because it's a very sad story. But I have to catch up because I know it's been a long one. I have been saying, and I've been through a lot.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah,
thank you
but
very
I
much.
wanted to vote. Yeah, you're welcome. I wanted to vote for number 3, like I said, because the story was similar to mine.
Okay, then.
Yeah, my mom had a sad life because he used to beat her so much to the point she was pregnant, and she easily lost the baby because he beat her till that baby died in her stomach.
All right. Thank you so much for the call, and I appreciate the fact that you opened up to us here, which is very, very unusual for somebody to do. So I know that took a lot of strength for you to share that story with us. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
You're welcome. Yeah, have a good day.
Okay. Well, I didn't expect the show to go in that direction.
Well, you asked the questions. The people didn't do the answers.
Wow.
It just, anyway.
Yes.
I was going to make a joke of it, but I just changed my mind.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
To the young lady who called, sorry, it took a lot for you to call and just pour out to not just us, but to the listeners out there. We don't know what you're going through, but we could hear the pain in your voice. So right this today, I'm sending you so much love, kisses, and if you want to tell your story, it's okay to tell your story, so you could let it go and move on. So I'm sending you lots of love and lots of kisses as well. Mwah.
Yes. As I said, I didn't know it was going to go in that direction. All right, so let's just take another call. We have, 2 merits for Alicia and 1 for Joseph Sylvester. Okay, the person has been waiting online for a while there. I'm sorry about that, caller, but thanks a lot for holding and thanks for calling. Good morning.
Good morning. That's okay. Mind waiting. The last caller, Andre, Tony, Kina, you see why we need a special program for abused men and women for St. Lucia. Another story.
Yes.
Anyway. So I'm voting for number 1. Tete pa Pli pa Lu pa I can't remember. Oh yes. According to what it means is that you can face any problem that comes into your life. The second one was okay, but normally if I leave a boyfriend, I don't want his things anyway. I will not even take it or give it away. So and then number 3, which is a very nice thing, that she should communicate with the father, but also we need to, have boundaries according to the type of person. So number 1.
Number 1. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Okay. Bye. So we have a draw for number 1 and number 2. Let's see what happens now.
One more
good
call
morning.
to
Good
make
morning.
the final call.
One more. Yes. Hello.
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 Hi.
Hi.
I just want to say, Andre, when you get these kinds of callers, like the lady who shared her, I'm very emotional. I don't like these stories. You've just given her a platform to begin healing. I remember when I used to do my show, and people used to call me those stories. It was all that I could do, just to listen and to be that tower of strength for them, because they're pouring into you, and they're not even calling for that, and they just got the opportunity, and it just comes out. And I'm grateful you guys didn't cut her off and listened and gave her that platform.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very sad. Very.
Honestly, there was a time I was thinking cut, but then it just kept getting more interesting by the minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she needed that outlet. Trust me.
Yeah,
she needed that outlet. She really needed that outlet.
So is there? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling to support Alicia Regis, I think her name is.
Alicia,
I
yes.
think the story was very, very powerful. And there are so many women and even young girls who are going through what her mother went through, even what the caller went through. And it's so easy to say, you want you to have anything. I grew up with my dad, and I always say to people, I'm a daddy's girl, and I'm grateful for that. My mom didn't have that, but one thing her mother always told us, similar. You have to love your father. He's your father, and without him, you would not be here. So my mom and her siblings, they had a relationship with their father despite everything. They loved him. He loved us. I always say, Mama, Daddy loved us more than he loved you guys, because by the time we get grandchildren, they've sort of recovered from, I don't know what it is that they're going through, what madness they're going through. And they love the grandchildren more than the children. My grandfather was not abusive, to his children or to my grandmother, but he was not necessarily, I wouldn't necessarily say he was the epitome of a great father, but he was a great grandfather. So for that, I support Alicia Regis.
All right.
And I hope she's successful. And I just, on another note, I just want these guys to say, you guys need to hang out to the country more. How you never hear of Lester McPa? Please go up. My grandmother, my mother, when she had her grandchildren raising, coming at the house, when we had to go somewhere, my sister, especially my sister's daughter, she said, Mama, you have to go. Where am I going to put Carrie? Carrie's my niece. Where would I put her? She said, she always said, Mama, so we will go everywhere with her to the point right now she's 8 years old. Whenever we make a move without a little mouth is stretching, you went without me. So I just wanted to end on a lighter note.
Yes,
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very, very much.
Thank you.
And thanks for your call.
Wow. That was a rough ride there this morning. I didn't anticipate that at all. A lot of people that just they're hurting, and obviously there are no outlets, at least where they can feel comfortable enough to share the story. Because you heard the caller saying that it's the first time she's actually sharing that story.
And
wow.
she had to have felt so comfortable to get to that point and to open up and to share her story. It took a lot from her to do that.
Anthony, she attended our alma mater, man.
Yes.
When I heard her say about Teacher Combi.
Teacher Combi, she mentioned Vernon. I think that's Vernon Nicholas.
Vernon must be.
Yeah, I think Vernon taught there.
So Tony, we probably went to school with her then?
No, she's probably younger than us. Vernon, when Vernon and them fellas taught, we were long gone.
Yeah, but Mr. Combi, Tony.
I think Mr. Combi stayed there for a while after us, didn't he?
I don't remember. I don't remember. Yeah. Wow. Small world, boy.
Yeah,
okay. All right. So I want to thank the folks who called, everybody who called, but specifically Barbara Augustine, Joseph Sylvester, and of course,
Alicia
our very
Regis.
own Alicia Regis.
Yes,
wow,
congratulations, Alicia. I think she's the one, right?
So yeah, you're the qualifier, the first qualifier.
Yes.
Well, yeah, so you're going to be the first of five.
Of five, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So we're going to have the draw on Friday of this week. I really hope that we get many more calls, especially tomorrow as we continue with this new program. Wow!
And
that's amazing.
As I said at the beginning, in fact, I did not get the chance to say it at the beginning when we started the program. Those of you who tried, and perhaps today, like the two, you could probably still come with stories. Maybe just today, Alicia probably was voted for, but you could probably come with either stories or the same stories or something that they can come with, and hopefully the following day or following the day after, they can win this time.
Yes.
Yeah. And to all of you who tried calling but didn't get through as well,
yes,
keep calling and share your story with us.
Right.
But unfortunately, we could only choose one person for today. I thank also Pastor Phil for calling in. You heard what he said there? He said that his father basically adopted 6 of them.
That's right.
Wow.
The person met his mother with
6 children.
Yeah. And jokingly, maybe that's what drove him to drink. That was so funny.
That's so funny.
It's his story of what he said, that his mom supported him even when the stepfather said about the tot of bread missing.
Yes,
and that actually was what that changed his life pretty much. He took that support to mean, you know what, I trust you. I didn't know what you did, but I trust you. And he decided, you know what, from here on out, I'm not doing anything wrong again.
Now, can you imagine the number of children, right, who find themselves in a situation where the father has been abusive to them, either sexually or verbally or physically, right? That has happened. And as a child, you cannot defend yourself against what you see like a monster, some big figure.
Yes.
It's amazing, Tony. When we were growing up, Papa looked so tall.
That's right.
And when we grew up,
it was short. A short man.
So you see him as this towering figure. You cannot, and even if you try to play bad, you will be out on the street.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I remember, Tony. Mama, when he would be on our case, beating us and stuff, she would always She'd say that.
Yeah.
And I remember, even if you're getting the licks, at least you felt somebody was kind of standing up for you, kind of thing. Yeah. So let me just say that to the mothers who find themselves in that particular situation, don't feel afraid to stand up for your children. Even if the abuse
well,
is
too.
the abuse is taking place, speak up. I mean, once you don't do it in a disrespectful way for the guy to come and turn on you, right? But don't just stay there and just leave it alone and you don't say anything.
Yeah.
It's only just hearing mama saying "Kite ti mamaila" or say "Ti mamaila bat miseyo." She'd say that.
Yeah.
Right? This goes to show that she felt that what he was doing there was a little excessive.
It was excessive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost always.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Almost always excessive.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, we gotta wrap it up. I thought we were gonna do a half hour. Looked like we did almost an hour. Hey, boy. Yeah. Amazing, amazing. I hope we get a lot more amazing stories as the week progresses. Yeah. So thank you, Kina, for your patience.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
And
Tony,
thanks
for your patience as well. I know it was tested this morning.
Yeah, it was indeed.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
I couldn't cut that.
I realized that.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Even before she got into all the heavy stuff, I realized she was telling a story and I had to let her finish. I couldn't stop her. And I think I'm sure we all agree that we did the right
her
thing.
that platform is what she needed, and it was very important to give her that platform to speak.
In fact, some of the people on Facebook were already just in another kind of way.
Yeah, see?
Like, your story is just not finishing, get to the point, stuff like that. And I was feeling it. I was feeling that too. Eventually, when it got to the serious stuff, I went like, wow.
But you know how ladies are already. Ladies are very detailed, right? You ever a lady give you a story? Give you she talk about the weather that day.
But from the time she started talking, I knew she had a story to tell, and I knew she found the outlet and the platform to do so. And for me, I didn't see anything wrong with her, telling her story. I was listening all ears.
Yeah, you know some of our people already, the way we are. Okay, so we gotta wrap it up. So this has been our special Mother's Day program for today as we continue for the rest of the week. So do join us tomorrow morning, same time, 11 o'clock. All right? And today's show was brought to you the compliments of La Clinique Decor, who, by the way, is going to be giving away a really, really good prize, a general checkup to a mother. Right? A general checkup, which I think is such a great thing. Top of the line equipment, including the MRI and the you name it, they have it there at La Clinique Decor. That's for sure. All right? Okay, so Kina again. Oh, what's coming up on your show today, Kina?
Well, the Media Institute of the Caribbean is sounding the alarm on AI. It's both exciting and scary, so I'll touch on that as well. We have the One It Wonder, the Rev-Up Slu News with you at 1 p.m., the hit of the day as well. And we're also going to touch on what's happening in entertainment. PDD, a few more days still. He's got his trial starts. And
jury selection.
And Trump and AI. Oh my gosh.
yeah, I read that this morning.
I'll touch on that as well today.
Yeah. Tony, I wonder who you is. Who is that, Tony?
You?
Yeah, she said the news at one with you. Who's you?
Oh.
With Andre Paul.
Believe me, as soon as she said with you, it was like,
Andre Paul. I think everybody knows.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Kina will be with you until 3 this afternoon. Unfortunately, Zen the DJ had his wisdom tooth removed yesterday. I had one removed a couple of years ago, and I know what it's like. So he can't really speak the way he was supposed to speak. So he won't be on this afternoon, folks. Hopefully he'll be here with us on Tuesday. All right?
Hopefully.
Okay. So do enjoy the rest
6 o'clock this evening. I'll be on.
Tony. Yes, that's right. Sorry, Tony.
And there's a lot that I need to say, which we'll do tomorrow.
Yeah, so rev up the homegrown from 6 until 7 this evening.
Yeah.
All right? Okay, folks, don't forget our Mother's Day special today with the compliments of La Clinique Decor.
They say that getting an MRI abroad is more affordable. But once you add the ferry, travel insurance, hotel, meals, ground transport,